I was just researching fake meat. Here's a short version of what I found so far. Plant-based is a friendlier term for cell-based, as in stem cells. 2. When it comes to stem cells harvested from aborted fetal tissue, apparently some cells are human but some are plant cells. As insane as it sounds, it's now accepted by the scientists in the land of GMOs. The classification of embryonic fetal cells versus plant stem cells has found a loophole: meristems, somatic cells. The well-funded goal of the biotech industry was to extend the concept of stem cells to include embryogenic cells. They've determined that both plant meristematic stem cells and embryogenic stem cells originate directly from identical single somatic cells, so they're indistinguishable. In simpler terms, stem cells usually develop into a specific organ or tissue, called its determination. If that cell is deemed to have no determination, then it's classified as an indeterminate somatic cell equals a plant cell. So even if the cells were harvested from a fetus, only the totipotent embryo-determinate cells are considered human. The rest can be deemed plants. My mind was blown by this legal wrangling. These cell-based foods are mainly meat substitutes. The most lucrative of those cell-based products is what makes the Impossible Burgers bleed. The ingredient is soy-like hemoglobin, plant blood, and was FDA approved in August 2019. The fake meat industry has nicknamed it heme, named after the actual heme, which is an iron-containing molecule that gives blood and red meat their color. Heme is essential to giving meat substitutes a realistic taste and color. Basically, consumers are expected to believe a protein modification magically causes beans to bleed. 4. Within the route Impossible Burger patent it states, heme-containing proteins also can be recombinantly produced using polypeptide expression techniques, and can be grown in the cells of bacteria, insects, fungi, plants, or mammals. This discreetly suggests these plant cells are interrelated to mammalian cells, and not just plants. 5. When I looked into the producers of heme, the largest were Impossible Foods, OSI Group LLC, Sapphire Energy, Syngenta Biotech, Triton Algae Innovations, and Beyond Meats, all of which are heavily funded by Bill Gates' investment groups, Cascade Investments. Beyond Meat was funded by Gates in its infancy even, and is arguably the hottest stock, BYND, worldwide. Its plant-based meat is sold in thousands of grocery stores, Carl's Jr., Del Taco, and a few other restaurant chains. The financial sector predicts all major food companies will get involved. Tyson, JBS, and Nestlé have already started. 6. These Silicon Valley companies are strategically defined under synthetic biology and genetic innovation, where biotechnology meets agriculture. Here's where it takes a darker turn. 7. These biotech companies need a source for stem cells. The only widely known source of embryonic cell material is of course the International Planned Parenthood Federation, IPPF. There are sources of animal stem cells available, but live cattle are more viable than aborted ones. And animal farms wouldn't pay a facility like Planned Parenthood to take their fetuses, but massive numbers of women are doing exactly that. Essentially, the IPPF has become a meat plant like any other, except they don't pay to acquire the goods. People pay them for the acquisition. Brilliant and sickening. Interesting side note, Australia is the only place that hasn't allowed aid to the program because they sell aborted fetal tissue. 8. Because Gates was so invested in these companies, I looked to see if he had any ties to the main resource. I found that Bill Gates Sr., his father, was head of Planned Parenthood. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has put billions into 2 areas: biotech, food development, agriculture, and Planned Parenthood. Melinda Gates, a Catholic, has pledged over $1 billion to the Family Planning 2020 initiative, FP2020. She helps lead this international effort, whose goal is to get birth control, abortion, to 120 million more women by 2020. I'm sure it has no related benefits to her other investments, Impossible Foods and Beyond Meat. Now back to the soy legume Globen factories. Fun fact from the popular movie reference Soylent Green. Soylent is a word blend of soy and lentils. Soylent definition: an undesirable, lackluster, and artificial foodstuff as a substitute for real meat. 9. Impossible Foods OSI Group LLC seems to be the furthest along of all the cell-based meat producers. Founded in 2011, its investors include Costler Ventures, Bill Gates, Google Ventures, Horizon Ventures, UBS, Viking Global Investors, Temasek, Sailing Capital, and Open Philanthropy Project. These are all similar financial backers to climate change initiatives, but I'll save that for another day. 10. OSI has extensive capabilities to source, develop, produce, and distribute custom food solutions worldwide and is the leading global protein provider. I didn't know there was such a thing, so I was surprised to find that OSI, an 8-year-old company, already has more than 65 facilities in 17 countries. And it gets darker. 11. I looked up the addresses of some of these OSI protein factories, farms, and each of them was located within a 15 to 20-minute drive to a Planned Parenthood center or partner association that provides abortion services. I realize Planned Parenthoods are everywhere, but to find adjoining locations in remote countries is highly coincidental. OSI and Planned Parenthood locations are available online. Pull up one of each in the same city and put those addresses into Google Maps driving directions, and you'll see this for yourself. I will withhold any of my own conclusions, but you can connect the dots. One more thing to add. The PBS program Now with Bill Moyes, May 9, 2003. Moyes asked Bill Gates how, given his background at Microsoft, he came to invest in the industries I've discussed here. Bill says, "I'm so excited about those advances. And they actually feed off of each other. Soylent Green may be more truth than fiction.